Wholeness and divine love. I am Alanisa Sada Salahadin. That's Abby back there. Welcome to my channel. I am new to the YouTube universe, but I have some light I want to share, and so I've decided to open up and to share. That's it. But I hope all of you are well. I do. I always wish you all wholeness, love, and divine love. Divine love. Not just love, just like a love, L-O-V-E, divine love. Like from all, the creator of all, from the divine source in itself. So I wish you all wholeness and divine love. And thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share with you all. For those of you who are watching, my name is Alanisa Sada Salahadin. Again, I'm new to YouTube. I basically feel like there are things that needed to be discussed that maybe outside of like the beauty superficial stuff, there's some deep rooted issues that we as people have, and maybe I could share some light on some things that I feel like are useful. And so that's what I've decided to do on this platform. I also have a Facebook page. I am Alanisa Sada on Facebook. And so if you want some positive vibes or just some dope things to read and boost your vibration, I do post those things all day. I am like, to me, I'm the high vibe queen. Like, I just feel like it's necessary to always be in a high spirit or a high state of being, you know. Myself, I don't know a person who likes to be sad. So honestly, for me, it's like whatever it takes by any means necessary to continuously have that feeling of continuous oscillation of happiness, that goodness, that pure feeling of like being happy. Like that's an actual feeling for me. And so there's things that I do on a day-to-day basis to continuously perpetuate that feeling. And I'm going to encourage you all to do that. You know, it is your free will, if I may, to do that, to continuously want to be happy, regardless to what the world is saying, regardless to what your friends are saying, regardless to what your family's saying, regardless to belief systems, any of that stuff. It is your right to be happy. And so you have to learn ways to do that. And it just so happened I'm an expert at being happy. You see this face? This is the happy face. Okay, this is one of the happy faces, but that's neither here nor there. Today, though, I really just wanted to come on and, one, introduce myself. And two, I wanted to talk, like literally just go straight in and talk about feeding your emotional intelligence. Like not living so much in your emotions that you don't understand that you still have an intellectual capacity to serve. An intellectual capacity to serve. And that is the most important part. It's like, for one, you know, when we think intellectual, we think like this really smart, brilliant person. But what if I told you like your intellectual self is just the ability to just be able to express yourself? Just the ability to be able to express yourself, to pinpoint an actual feeling and or emotion, or have an event that is transpiring and you be able to articulate that to the best of your feeling, your vibrational feelings, like how it makes you feel when you hear somebody say a certain thing, or what you choose to say, or, you know, what really resonates and sticks with you, you know. And notice I am using the chakras. I'm very, very, very fluent in chakras. I've studied them as well for my own self, and then I also teach them as well. And so I use them on purpose, you know, because we're not really in tune with ourselves, and we're not serving our greater purpose and our greater capacity by not aligning ourselves to utilize that. And so understanding that, one, feeding your emotional intelligence will always keep you in sync with yourself. It will always keep you in sync with the divine. It will always give you that feeling of inner standing, as I've come to profoundly understand, you know, that it's an inner standing that I have with myself and the divine that will allow me to do things that serve my highest good, and to share things that I feel like are beautiful and that are needed in the world. And so recognizing that, it's like, I'm going to encourage you to not filter yourself. You know, it's one thing to put filters on your pictures. Okay, that's fine. But then you dress a certain way, and it's because the world says that this is cute and cool. but then you put on certain things and they're like very avant-garde, or you feel comfortable and everybody else is looking at you like, why would you wear that? Why did you put that with that? That doesn't match. But who cares? If it makes you feel good, those are the things that you want to incorporate more of. And so, again, going back to the emotional intelligence of it, you're expressing yourself. You are. Even in your clothes, you're expressing yourself. The way you wear your hair, you're expressing yourself. The choice of earrings is a self-expression. I'm a divine goddess. I am. And so I choose to wear the every single chance I get, every opportunity I get to put this beautiful symbol that represents the divine. I choose to do that. And it makes me feel wonderful. It makes me feel connected. Like there's a part of me even saying it and I could cry because it's to me my own personal choice. But whatever it takes for me to feel whole as myself, I'm for that, And so with an emotional, feeding your emotional intelligence is that simple. It's not you need to do something, eat something, believe something. It's you basically expressing yourself from a place in which you connect best with yourself. One, being articulate will make you feel, it'll make you feel good. There's something about being able to use your words in a capacity that express exactly what you're saying. There's something to be said about language. As many languages there are in the world, we're not taking the opportunity to expand one, our own selves, and then to connect to more people by learning more languages. And so when you think about that, we speak, majority of the world speaks English, but we really suck at it. We use words that don't really express the accurate emotion and or feeling. We make up words that are useless. Like, do we need another useless word? Fleek bothered me for a very long time. Like, hands down, I am just not one to just jump on the bandwagon of anything but fleek. If you could find a way to make that make sense to me, I would appreciate it, because I still have a hard time just understanding where to put that on me to make me feel good about it. Because I think of flicking something off of somebody, I think of the opposite of cool. I think of everything but what they're trying to perpetuate that word to mean. And so forgive me for not being all about the bandwagon slang jogging, but going back to feeding your emotional intelligence, how is that going to work for you if you're only doing something that somebody else deemed cool and it's supposed to be an expression that you can't actually relate to? Think about that. We as people have become too comfortable and, quite honestly, complacent with allowing other people to dictate what we should express to be truth and or relevant and or necessary. And we're putting it on us like labels. That's not okay. But if it doesn't express you to you the way you want people to see you, why would you allow yourself to jump on a bandwagon or pull in that frequency and align yourself with it, and use it or perpetuate it or wear it as a shirt? Why would you allow yourself to do that? And so the emotional intelligence of you knows better. It knows better. It knows better than to suppress the desire to be expressive to the greater capacity of yourself. It knows better to allow other people to suppress the desire for you to be expressive of your naturally divine self. You can do things every single day to create a better understanding, for allowing yourself to understand different things, reading books that are a higher frequency, like reading books that are heavier in content, not suppressing the natural desire to be an intellectual, feeding your brain, eating certain foods. They're crystals. If you deal in vibration and you recognize that you are more than just this physical being and you want to attune yourself vibrationally, you have crystals. You have different symbols that you can add to yourself, but remembering that you learning what that is, that intellectual part of you feeding and understanding before you just putting it on, that helps you emotionally connect better with yourself. Because nobody could tell me. They could speak all day about this symbol. Oh, that's just for Indians. That's just for Hindus. That's just for Muslims and Tibetan people that do yoga. But in the end of the day, if it was only to represent the divine source God that this symbol was even created, who knew? everybody has their own opinion. Well, if I only know it is what I know it as, and it helps me and it serves me in that capacity, who's to take that away from me? Nobody. So we build ourselves up like that. We build ourselves up from an understanding to an understanding. The understanding part is you can't take how I feel from this symbol, from wearing this symbol. You can't take that away from me. That's my understanding. With your understanding and my understanding, we can't argue. There's no debate because I'm doing it for a purpose of me, and remember that. You're doing things for a purpose of you. You're not having to justify you being you to the world. You're just existing. But the better you get at existing as you are, the more emotionally intellectual you become, the more emotionally balanced you become, the more self-expressed you become, because now you're doing things that are for you, that are allowing you to be yourself, and I can't express that enough. That is like the most important part of life. Be yourself. Everybody in the world is an individual. There are no two people that are alike. That is on purpose. Even twins are different. I had this funny thought one day. I'm like thinking, well, what if there's two twins born? Mom goes into labor at like 11:56, and the first twin is born at like 11:58, and the next twin isn't born until the next day. How amazing. I'm sure somebody exists like that, but how amazing would that be to be a twin, and now you have your own birthday, but you're literally a twin, like you were conceived and like created at the same time, but you are different because you have your own birthday. But as an individual, you still are. You're always your own individual self. And so feeding your emotional intelligence is very important to everything that you are. You don't have to fear crying. Crying is a form of release. It's a form of energy. It's another form of transferring energy too, because I can't remember what Albert Einstein says, but it's that simple. It's going from one form to another form. So it was a feeling, now it's produced itself into a solid. It's tears, now it's gone again. It's gone. Where did the tears go? Because they come out and they're liquid, but then where do they go? Like, for most cases, just rub them back into your skin. Make it hydration. Make it moisture. Make it a lubrication back to yourself. Love yourself like that. And I encourage that as well. But you don't have to be nervous or scared or, not want to be who you are because other people won't perceive you as such. The best thing about being authentic is the more you do you, the more authentic you are. And if people can only say, oh, well, she's always been like that, or oh, he's always been like that, believe it or not, you're authentic. That's simple. You're authentic. Like, people can only say, oh, he's always been like that. It seems mundane until you realize you've been expressing yourself as yourself your entire life, like your entire existence. And so I don't know what more to add to that. I don't want to take anything away from it. I hope that message serves someone. I hope that it resonates well with your soul. I hope that you're able to come out in your truest form and just embrace yourself and be who you are, in an emotional, intellectual sense, just express yourself as yourself. And when people ask you why, let them know, this makes me feel whole, whole, not peace, not, pieces, whole. Like, this makes me feel like me. And who am I? I'm a whole person. And so, again, my name is Alanisa Salahadin. I wish you all well. Later.